Hi, welcome to my channel. Today is May 19, 2023, and tomorrow, May 20th, 2023, I'll be walking across the stage to graduate. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my testimony and how God is a restorer and how He built me back up from nothing. Literally, I was in such a deep, dark place, and how He never let me go and brought me out of it. I'm sharing my story with hopes that maybe someone else will hear it and it helps them as well. So, in 2016, I graduated from high school. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. Throughout high school, I was very depressed. I felt very much alone, and I felt very much unworthy, which, as I grew more in my relationship with God, like, I encountered God at a young age. I was like 9 or 10 when I got baptized, and He just began speaking to me from a young age. And when I got to high school, when I was 14, I started battling these thoughts. So fast forward through high school, I was depressed. I slept all the time, and I was feeling unworthy, and I was not sure what I wanted to do. My grades were not the best because I could not focus, and I ended up wanting to go to Prairie View, and then a mix-up happened with some forms, and I wasn't able to go at the last minute. So I applied for a community college. I love community college, y'all. I would, if you can, like, if you're not sure what to do, I would say start there. But I ended up going to stay with my aunt, and I went to this college. Now, I felt something like the Lord was telling me that I should have waited and just took some time and just figured out what it was I wanted to do, which I was grateful that the mix-up happened at Prairie View, because I would have been in a lot of debt because I didn't have any scholarships or anything. And I ended up going to community college, and it was a great campus, but I could not focus, so my grades started to show that. And when I left that year that I went there and I went to another school, I ended up having to be on academic probation, and I ended up dropping out in 2018 and just working at jobs that I was miserable at, knowing that God had more for me, but not being the person able to perceive that because I felt like I wasn't worthy of anything and that I was a failure. In 2019, I made the decision to go back to school. I was 21 at the time, and I had just moved by myself. And life just started happening. So much was happening. I was working full-time at a job that I hated. And I started to see myself slip back deeper and deeper into depression. I thought that I had came up out of it, but I never did, because I never really dealt with things and never really just allowed God to heal me. So I ended up dropping out again, and it wasn't until 2020, when the pandemic happened, that God was able to just show me a glimpse of my life. And He spoke to me, and He just told me, if I was to die today, would I be happy with all I've accomplished? Have I did the things that He placed in my heart that He told me to do? Have I been following what He wanted, or was I following what man wanted? And the answer was no. So I decided in 2021 I was going to take things serious. I was going to do things different. So I applied at Tarrant County College, and I decided, you know what, this time what God has shown me is to go at my own pace, to figure, and I had figured out what it was that I wanted to do and what I wanted to pursue. And I just started believing that I was worthy because I was a daughter of the King. And he wouldn't say that he loved me, and he wouldn't be pushing me to do something if he did not love me and believe in me. And you know, he created me. So it was in that moment that I was able to start pushing past all these thoughts that the enemy was giving me to keep me in bondage. And I just started doing things at my own pace. So the first semester I enrolled, I'm going to pay out of pocket. Because maybe I'll finish more if I'm like more responsible for it. And I did. And it was so much in the way, so much that was trying to get in the way, but God was sending people along the way to give me words of encouragement. If I had an answer, if I had a question, someone came with an answer. And I can honestly say God is faithful. God is a restorer. He is a God of not only second chances, but so many more than like you can think. His grace and his mercy is new every day. And I can just say I'm getting to a point in my life now where I'm seeing things that I prayed for, that when I was in a deep, dark place, I never even thought was possible anymore. And not because I didn't know who God was, or that I didn't know that he was able to do these things. He can do anything. It was because I didn't feel like I was deserving of these things, because the enemy had built up so much stronghold to my mind that I felt that I wasn't even important to anyone, that I had no place in this life. But it's at the times when the devil is fighting you so hard, and he's making you feel worthless, and he's making you feel like there's nothing that God has for you. You have to know that means that God has his hand on you. You are special to him. You have a place in this earth. You have something that he's calling you to do, and he's going to reveal it to you. And he wants to do it through you. And I don't know where the journey goes from here, but I know it's nowhere but up. No matter what comes against me, I know that God is with me, and he goes before me, and he fights my battles. If I just give it to him, if I be obedient and listen to what it is that he's telling me. Because it's like coming into this, and I still haven't even wrapped my mind around it. It's like I'm finishing something that was taking me years to get over and over, because I was doing it on my own emotion and trying to do it by myself. And I just have to say that God is faithful. And I hope this was a clear video. I couldn't really get out all that I wanted to say. Maybe because I was nervous, but it was just laid on my heart to share this. And if someone else is going through this, just know you're going to get through it. And God is with you. He loves you. And he is still in control. And anything that he promised you is going to come to pass, because he is not man that he shall lie.